What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld. What we're going to be talking about today is power-up passes. Now, a lot of you guys don't understand the concept of power-ups and how important it is in Madden 19. And if you don't, you need to check out this playlist that you're in right now, which is how to build your Madden 19 Ultimate Team, all right? So if this is your first time here, the first thing you're going to want to do is subscribe, like the video, and then leave a comment about something that you want to find out. And what I do is I scroll through the comments and I make videos based on information that you guys don't know or that I find out. That way you're geared up and ready to go for every game that you're met with, online, for the solos, everything like that. So what we're going to talk about right now is the power-up pass. Now, what's a power-up pass? A power-up pass is simply something that lets you skip using an elite to get past, and you can put this card in place of it. Okay, so what happens is if you go and find a card that requires a core elite that is an 80 to 82 overall, you can use this as a pass and go right by it. Okay, so your next question is probably going to be, which cards use an 80 to 82 overall elite? They have to be a lower overall, right? Absolutely. So let's go look at an example. We're going to go and find Landon Collins inside the auctions and the trades, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, now, this is what it is. Landon Collins, he has an 82 overall core elite. So he's a perfect example. So if you were to power up his card, you wouldn't need his core elite. Is it Landon? I think it's like Landon, right? Let me see what comes up. Okay, Landon Collins, right? So this is his power up, right? That's what you have to get if you want to power him up. And then this is his core elite. Okay? So they have a core elite and he has a flashback. We're not talking about the flashback. We're talking about the core elite that's needed. Okay? So if you look at the price right now, this is his core elite. All right? So it's going for $31,500. So the power-up pass that I have would save you this money in order to get him powered up. Okay? So what you would need to do is get this power-up right here. Okay? And once you get it, once you scroll down to the section where it says add the core elite, you would put the pass in the place for that. Now you could see a lot of people is buying him up because you can actually chem him up all the way up to an 88 overall if you get his, if you get his other, this flashback, you can get him to an 88 overall, okay? But the reasoning behind why I'm not doing that is because I have Eric Berry, okay? And Eric Berry is probably gonna be chilling for a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you exactly why it wouldn't work for Eric Berry's power up. This is the situation, right? Eric Berry's core elite is an 87, so I would need a power up pass for 87 or 85 to 87 or whatever the range is in order to use if I didn't want to use the core elite Eric Berry. Okay, so I don't need to go through all that stuff because I already have the Eric Berry and I have his core elite. Okay, and I don't at this time have a player that I want to power up that has a core elite of 82 to 82 to 84 or 80 to 82. Whichever one it was, I don't have a core elite that requires that. Okay, so the issue that I'm having right now is I have to power up other cards that I want to get going. Okay, so this is just for me to show you guys what's needed. Okay, so when you see these are the cards. You're going to get these in certain packs when you do solos and when you get upgraded through certain MUT levels. Okay, as you continue to gradually upgrade in your levels, your MUT level and everything like that, you're going to get different power-up passes. You're going to get passes for higher card levels. Okay, so this is a tier 1. So obviously tier 2, tier 3, things like that. You may be lucky and pull one. That's going to save you whatever the core elite is. Okay, so now for this video's purposes, we don't have anything that requires an 82 or 82 tier 1, but I do want to power up other cards. Okay, so what it is, I have 813 power-up points, right? And I want to start getting my Dallas Cowboys O-line powered up. So what I'm going to do is let me see. I don't know which one I want to power up for you guys because I've already have him maxed out. Like this guy right here, completely maxed out, okay? Right now, his 68 overall is going for he's a bit pricey because he's one of the rare cards that goes to a 92 speed, all right? But with these training points, I was thinking about doing Eric Berry, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do Ladder Goat. Okay, I'm going to do Ladder Goat right now because I think I have enough to get him all set, and I was able to pull him that. So, with him, getting him powered up right now would probably be a little bit more useful for me, okay, from what I'm doing right now. So what I'm going to do is, you can't from this screen do anything because you have to start from his 68 overall. So all you will get is this, right? So I have to back out. I have to go into my I have to go into my actual item binder, and I'm going to find his 68 overall that I have that I'm going to be using to power up. Okay, so let's go. We're going to go over to program, and we're going to go to power up, and we're going to find Ladder Goat. Okay, aka Ladder Daddy, aka the man. Okay, so none of these guys, I don't think anybody that I have right now is actually, yeah, I don't think any of them are actually eligible. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to go to Marshawn Lattimore for the first one, okay? Because like I said, I want to make you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to add 4 of our training points, all right? Bam. All right? So you see the whole little graphic there? We're going to go ahead, we're going to add another 5, and then that's going to give us a scheme chemistry slot. Now what that does is that gives us an option of whatever, whatever I'm going to be doing. I don't know right now what I want to do as far as lockup, pass rush, what I want to do as far as my team goes. So I'm not going to go ahead and give him anything yet, okay? More than likely, maybe I'll go lockdown, but it depends on how I want to gear my team up. Because you see the man coverage, zone coverage, stuff like that. He's lacking that even with his overall, his regular card. But, we'll get to that when we get to it, all right? Now, we have to go Saints because he's a Saint player. We can also, whatever you add to it, you can easily take it away. But we're going to give him the Saints chemistry, so we add him, and that way, he counts towards my Saints chemistry in case I get other players and it might add something to him. So we're going to keep on going right now. We're going to add, 4 more training points, and you'll see as we continue to upgrade him, it gets a little bit more pricey, okay? For instance, he's not that pricey overall compared to a lot of the other cards, but you know what I'm saying? You're going to start to spend your training points. So that's why I'm trying to tell you guys. A lot of you are asking me, Gmia, is it worth it to get rid of this card for training points? The Antonio Brown, he gives us like 600 training points, the free one you get for when you pre-ordered the game. If you're going to stay with an 84 overall receiver and not power him up with the other Antonio Brown, maybe it is smart for you to get the training points and go after a Randy Moss and get him up with the bigger height and more speed or something like that. But if you're going to be invested in Antonio Brown, stick with Antonio Brown. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, what I try to do is I try to gear you guys up to be able to make your own decisions. Because what happens is when you become, self-reliant, you get better at the game, and then you come back to me with more feedback, and then we continue to grow as a community. So I'm going to give you guys as much advice as I possibly can, and as we continue to grow, you're going to start to add on to your own legacy and make yourself even a better MUT player as well. Because I didn't always start off knowing this much knowledge, but I had to teach myself. Because what happens is the reason that I'm giving out all this information now is because when I was looking for information, nobody wanted to give me any. And I'm like, yo, bro, everybody's so stingy with all the information. Like, I can't figure this out. I can't figure this out. And nobody wants to say anything. Okay? But now it's different. Let's get it popping now. Now we're doing it the right way. So here we go, Marshawn Lattimore. That 140 just hurt. That took a lot of my training points, all right? Now this right here, you can add the Marshawn Lattimore Core Elite item to his power-up, all right? To make him an 87 overall. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add the wild card because whenever you get it, if it's Nat or if it's a regular auctionable or tradable card, it doesn't matter, which is what I love about this year. Last year when you had a Nat, you had to add so many more trophies, everything like that. It still counts as the same thing. You got to put in all the training points and you come down to the same thing. So we're going to go ahead and get his 86 overall from inside here, and we're going to add him there and we're going to upgrade him fully. Okay, so now he has 2 slots. Okay, he has a physical chemistry slot and he has a scheme chemistry slot. Okay, so now you could go over here. You can see what's going on with physical. You got to spend more training points, bro. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Everybody doesn't seem to understand. Whatever you guys decide to do, make sure it applies to everything that's going on. For instance, right, like the brawlers add, the speed. It's +1 speed you get for that. But the sprinter, I think you get 2. Okay, but it's so much more training points. So if I turn him into a sprinter, it requires 10 players to even get that +1 speed. So I would have to make all of my guys have that chem. That's a lot of training points, bro. And that's what I want you guys to understand. You have to be very, very smart with how you're building your team. Just make sure you understand that, okay? So as far as the other chemistry goes, if we want to make them lockdown, maybe that's what we should do. We should make our corners lockdown. That way they have man and zone coverage, okay? But you see how you need all these players. Okay, so that means that everybody else that you have on your team in certain positions, you would have to get 30 players. 30, okay, in order to get that done. That's craziness, okay? But you can add it to them. It's only 10, so you know what I'm saying? You could add it just to add it, but it doesn't do anything unless you start adding at least 10, okay? So it requires 10 players. That's, you know what I'm saying? If you look at, you have 11 players on defense, right? So the backups included, you go, I guess you could have 22 slots. So you need at least 30 players. So how the hell, now that I think of it, how are you supposed to get that many players with lockdown? That's very interesting. Let's go check out our actual thing right now, our actual lineup, and see how that would work. Because it's showing that we would need 30 players, unless they let us add some offensive players, or maybe it's ×2 lockdown we would probably have to get by opening up more chemistry slots. Maybe that would be the case. But if it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's 25 players right there. So I don't know for the life of me what exactly is going on. It just doesn't make any sense to me exactly how we're supposed to do it. We're going to substitute for this position only. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and put Boye in the slot. Okay. And I think he would remain inside the slot. So we'll put him there. Okay. Where's Boye? We'll leave him in the slot for now. Okay. So I don't know if you're going to probably have to get some guys with ×2 in order to get that many players. I don't see, unless, like I said, offensively you can add that same chemistry. So let me go back to the Marshawn Lattimore right now, just to see exactly what's happening. Okay, you get one of these. You get one scheme chemistry slot. Okay, so, and that's pretty much all you get. So I don't see exactly what's going to happen with this. It requires 5 players with lockdown. But how much lockdown do you get? Let's see what happens. If you okay, do you want to craft it for 10 train? All right, let's craft it. And let's equip it. Okay, so we have lockdown. All right, so now that we have lockdown, it's 1 of 30 players. I don't know exactly how we're supposed to get more. Okay, that's going to only take away that, so we don't need to do that. And then the physical goes to that. So we're going to have to be able to get players that have ×2, it looks like, okay, in order to be able to do anything, because the physical is adding something completely different. So that's pretty much what you're going to need to know right now. That's where we are with it. I guess we're going to have to be able to, look at some of the other cards, or maybe with the coaches, maybe with the stadiums and like the uniforms and stuff. We can maybe that's what it has to be. We can use the uniforms and the stadiums and the coaches. That makes sense. And then the whole team has to be pretty much that tier, and we can lock it down. So that's going to be interesting, because we can also add the sprinter chems to a lot of the players as well, in order to make them get that plus, whatever speed defensively. Okay, so that makes sense. All right, so that's actually one of my I think that's my second power up. Okay, the first one I did was with Tyreek Hill, and he was a little bit easier to do because it wasn't much I had to do with it. I don't think I did any of his chemistry slots other than, what did I give him? The Tyreek Hill scheme. What were we going with? We're gonna go deep on him, right? I think we go deep, and then the go deep adds a certain amount of things, so we could probably put that to him. Keep in mind, you can always remove these chemistries if you wanted to do something else, but go deep. What is that? It boosts go deep on all players. And so this requires 5 players. All right, so what we would have to do, we're going to make all of our receivers, pretty much go deep. And then we'd have to make our quarterback eventually go deep as well, because that's what we want to have. Because I don't see West Coast being something that I want. No, I don't care about all that stuff. Okay, power run block. Yeah, because it's not going to help. Most of the time, my speed guys are not going to be really good at these things anyway. So it looks like go deep might be the thing to do. So we're going to craft that chemistry, and then we're going to equip it. So now he's go deep. All right. So as we continue to craft the other players, that's what we're going to formulate everything based off of, going deep. And then we can add the other chemistries to make them faster later once we accumulate more training points. So that's the way you do it regular. And that's how, and I showed you earlier what you would do with the power up pass. So as you continue to grind your solos and continue to level up, you're going to have the opportunity to get a power up pass. You may get one that's way better than mine. You may get the one that I got. Regardless of how you do it, keep grinding and power up those players to the maximum capability and watch your team thrive. If you have any other questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.